There's a bit of urgency on this because, we have linear time here on planet Earth, and as human beings, we have that limited opening within eternity to accomplish some pretty amazing things. There is a requirement. There are strict rules and laws in place. Yes, I will explain what that is and what is required for you to step into what we call the New Earth, part of the Great Awakening. We're going to put a few names and labels, but I'm going to explain what it is, what is transpiring right now, and absolutely, if you don't do this, it just isn't going to happen for you. And here's why. By the way, 100% choice. It's not something anybody gets locked out of. So are you ready for this? This could be pretty powerful for you. You might have to really go into consciousness, maybe a little further than you already are. You ready for this? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fear and live an amazing life. Is dandelion actually a good replacement for coffee? We'll think about that when we get there. All right, here's how it works. We have been programmed so deeply with religion, and even the Bible has been messed up 101 times by those in authority who've changed it to conveniently conform to what they wanted. And I mean, this is a fact. And so we don't really know what any of it means anymore. Not truly, not 100%. They've found, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and we don't even know all of that content. That has been used and manipulated, and what we're experiencing right now is a great awakening. Means that we have been in unconsciousness believing all these very limiting rules that we have chosen to experience as humans. We're coming out of that and realizing that we really don't have any limits. We're as limited as we choose within a matrix, a game that we're playing. We chose unconsciousness. Now we're going into consciousness. Not all of us, and it's probably a very small percentage. Those of you out there that even consider yourself spiritual, there's probably still a lot of thoughts and limitations and things that go on in your head that you experience as the human ego and unconsciousness that separates you still from other people, right and wrong, right? I'm spiritual, but you're not okay because you're not happy, you're in density, you're in the matrix, I'm not. We're all in the matrix. And it goes beyond the planet, because how can extraterrestrials and other planets interact with us if they aren't in the matrix too? The entire universes, metaverses, are a holographic game created by the one energy. It is everything. You are that, and you are a creator. Now here's what's going to happen. You ready for this? It is absolutely impossible for you to shift into what we call the New Earth. The New Earth is not another place. Now, who am I to say that aliens won't come pick up a small group that passed the DNA test and actually are peaceful and take them to another planet? I'm not here to say that's not going to happen. However, I do know that all dimensions exist at all times. They always have. And that if you're not in a certain frequency, you don't shift into that dimension, that existence. That holographic experience is what it is. It's another holographic experience. Because anything that transforms is just the one energy. What it transforms into is a temporary illusion, right? Because if it transforms, then that's not what it is. It's everything. If you transform out of this body, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. You must be the energy that creates it and animates it and then transforms into something else. So we're not humans. We are just illusions of a human. And we are the actual energy behind it. You are the creator. All right? Not the creator over everything. You are the creator, as is everything. If you do not shift into high frequency of total awareness, consciousness, that means not having to have answers. The ego wants answers. The ego names things, says this is how it is. All right? When you let go of all of it and know that you can't possibly know everything, and you're okay with that, You can't possibly know why somebody acts a certain way, and you're okay with their journey. You don't have to be okay with the actions within your holographic, let's just say, play here. And you participate as an actor in that. But when you realize that they're on a journey for a specific reason, they're contributing to the experience of the one, the creator, is experiencing all of these things through all of us, from the darkness to the light. There's no separation in any of it. So that other is you, experiencing another facet of itself. So to condemn it would keep you in a low frequency, which means you cannot, it is impossible for you to experience the penthouse if you're down in the basement. It's impossible. So you have to fire up that frequency. That means the higher up you go, the more you go into oneness, you drop the judgment, and you realize you don't have the answers. You're human. You're just going to absolutely do your best to contribute in a positive way without imposing things on other people. So one of my students said, so do we just sit back and not do anything? I said, no. Absolutely contribute as much as possible. And then those who will benefit and receive it, that's a great exchange. When you're imposing something on somebody who doesn't want it because you think they're wrong in how they're living or what they're doing, you're imposing things on them, then you're infringing on free will, and that's your ego wanting things to be different. Now, if they're doing things that are destructive, yes, then we have to come up with solutions for that, all right? We do have to take some actions. And that's a fine line. You know, how do we do this without allowing, things to go on? We don't have to. That's why I said you don't have to be a rug. Congratulations to the woman who told her daughter, I'm not going to watch the kids when you go back to work. I have my own life. Politely said that. People will oppose. Egos get very upset when they don't get their way. And you can't be responsible for their consciousness. If they never come into it, as long as you are loving and open, and you let them know that you're there for them and you're not judging it, but this is how things are, you're okay. So we have to absolutely draw some lines and have some rules. Now, you can still go into super high frequency and be that person. What does that mean? That means you can be all loving and compassionate without being a rug, all right? Because you're still playing the role as a human, which means as a human, you have to be in the matrix until you leave here. That means challenges will continually present themselves. Otherwise, why would we be here? We have this amazing existence outside of our bodies. We're not in this density. We're in density right now. So in order to go into that new existence within the unconsciousness of the human experience, we have to raise our frequency within it, even though we're still in density. So you don't escape the density. Even if you are in a super high awakened state, you're still in a dense body on a planet with people who are doing some cray-cray stuff, right? So this is the game. You got to hang in there and say, you know what? It's going to be uncomfortable. There are going to be days when you're just going to want to quit. You don't even want to be here, right? It's tough to watch things. It's tough to hear people argue. And it's tough to watch the media and know that people believe this stuff and that everything's so programmed. Just watch commercials over here. It's one vaccine after another. It's just one after another for things that you might get. One in a billion shot, you might get it. So let's just keep, and it's just this constant programming of what we do and what we should do. Fast food, all I ever see is people stuffing their faces with garbage that's toxic. And we show that this is fun and amazing, and it's just constant brainwashing. So you have to shut it down. You don't even want to expose yourself to that. So if you see commercials, you just turn the sound off or change the channel to something. And you have to protect yourself because you are absolutely in that lower existence, that dense existence with others. So you're going to be challenged. You just don't go, oh, I'm awakened and I don't have to work at it anymore. You have to work at it every single day. The requirements are that you have to go in complete love and compassion. No one is allowed in that world without it. Because if they were, we'd start up again, arguing, and you're right, you're wrong, you're not behaving the way I think you should, or you're not awakened. I want you to be awakened. Bless them, love them. Don't have to hang out with them. So are you ready to go into that world? Because we're doing it right now, and it is going to be in your face. So you're going to get a lot of reminders of what you need to work on. That's going to be big, big time. So a lot of events going to happen, some very big things going to test us to say, okay, if you think you're all that, we're going to be tested again. And that is, once you go into that high frequency, it's not a test anymore. You just see it for what it is, and you experience it, and you use it as an opportunity to be the facilitator of positive change. You have to be the facilitator instead of the complainer. You have to be the inventor instead of the criticism of what exists now. So if you don't like something, be the inventor, the change, for the new way that doesn't pollute, that doesn't harm children or animals. You have to be the facilitator, the new way. It's very difficult to do that, I'm going to tell you that. But you know what's more difficult? To live in this stuff and know that you didn't do anything, or that you went along with things, or that you knew darn well that every plastic bottle you're drinking out of is going to be in that, huge size of a country floating around out there, killing. You have to take responsibility. We have to do everything in our power to change this and to stop participating in it. And if you don't, you cannot. It is impossible for you to go into that high frequency. And what happens after that? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but I'll tell you what I believe, because I have ventured to other places. There are spaces and other dimensions that are so beautiful, and they're learning experiences too, not like this one. They're in a higher level. A higher dimension means that you're in higher frequency. You don't deal with the dense body and all these other crazy things. There are no limitations there. But you're still on a certain frequency depending on what you did here or other places. So you continue to learn. That's the fun part, right? It's not as painful in that position. And so you want to go as high as you can while you're here, because this is the master class. That's why you came here. It's like, okay, I'm going to really take this on. It's going to go into transition, big transition on planet Earth, because if we don't, it's going to destroy it. We're going to destroy it, and it would destroy itself. It's not going to. We're going to. And everything on it, including ourselves. What is that? That's insanity. We have to come out of insanity. So you have to be on your game. What is my thought? All right, you guys have seen this. I got free stuff. Free mobile app, one of the first things you get. What am I manifesting? You can download that, and it will remind you all day long that thought's manifesting. Was it judgment, negativity? You're keeping yourself here. You got to get on the elevator and power up to the penthouse. Nobody can do that for you. And that door will not open until you qualify on that frequency, because you can't listen to rock and roll all day and wish you could tune into classical music. You got to turn the dial. It may take a while to tune into it. That's all you're doing. So don't try to know it. Just know that you are this right now, and you can absolutely go into something so unbelievable and still be a human. Know what it is and stop suffering. You'll still have emotions and pain and sadness and all that, but you don't suffer anymore. You just experience things and become the observer. I hope that you will subscribe, ring the bell, let me know if you like this video. These are free videos, and that is an introduction to 4 proven steps to manifest anything, and I help you understand how do you get past this stuff. It's a free webinar, and then at the end you have the opportunity to have a discovery call. And we talk about, do you need to go into long-term training? My trainings are lifelong. You get access to them forever, as long as the internet's up. Because we have to be on it every day, and I realized I have to keep, helping people to get that in check. So let's start working on that now. And if you want to go into that new earth, that great awakening, means just being aware, just being okay, not having to name it. All right? You guys know that these are free videos. We're creating online businesses. These are just explain what it is. If it's your thing, great. If it's not, then don't click. You have a choice. Everything's a choice. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.